Hello, hello. Welcome back to Finding Spirit with Tabs. I'm your host, Tabs McCaffrey, and I'm a developing medium here in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada. On this show, I share my own personal experience as I grow and develop my psychic medium abilities and really everything and anything spiritually related. I am obsessed with practical applications of spirituality, and it's kind of like a choose your woo adventure. You get to choose the level of woo that you want to dive into. And like I said, I'm a pretty practical, grounded person. I think my level of woo is quite low compared to a lot of others, but maybe a bit higher than what it was before, if there is a meter that measures the amount of woo that you may have. I just thought it'd be fun to share that. Okay, well, let's just get into today's episode. I'm mixing mediumship, meditation, and science together, and we're going to be covering vortex breathing and brainwaves. This is like one of the easiest and quickest ways to get yourself into that meditative state. So we're going to explain all of that today and break it all down. Very excited about today's episode. We have understanding brainwave states, what is vortex breathing, the link between meditation, mediumship, and brainwaves, and practical applications for your spiritual development. And then at the end, I'm going to walk you guys through a vortex breathing exercise. It's really simple, takes less than a minute, and I think it's going to be a fun one. I'm really excited about this. Okay, let's jump into Finding Spirit headquarters first. What's been happening? What's going on? We have our monthly online mediumship practice circle next week. There are a couple seats left if you're hoping to get in. I'll put a link down below. I also opened up Marches, so if you are trying to plan ahead, that one's also been loaded up on the website. We're going to switch to every 3 weeks. I feel like once a month just isn't enough, and every other week is too soon, so we're going to try 3 weeks. If it's too soon, I'll push them back. I have leeway to kind of play around with it, but yeah, just thought it would get you guys practicing just a little bit more often. If you've never been to one before, let me break this down quickly for you. We meet on Zoom for 90 minutes. It usually pushes closer to the 2-hour mark. The first 20 minutes or so, we're just going to talk about mediumship, my advice, my tips heading into partners. You do not need any experience. You can be a first time. This is a safe and encouraging environment for you to experience and try this. Once we go over a little bit of lesson, then I'm going to break you guys into practice partners, and you'll have your own little Zoom room where you guys will be able to do connections. We allow for 20 minutes each partner, and then we come back into the big group Zoom and we discuss any questions you have, any troubles. If you're with your partner and you have troubles connecting, you can just call me in and I'll walk you through it and get that connection going for you. And that was something we did in the last session, which was so cool. It's so neat from the teaching side to see people be able to build that connection. And I have some really quick, simple ways that I'll be teaching in the group. So if you're looking to grow, if you're looking for some more experience, if you need a place to practice, come join us. We're a fun and encouraging group. Also, I have a group mediumship demonstration coming up in March, and these usually go for 60 minutes. I do have it capped at 12 people, and I'll be providing as many messages to you guys in that 60 minutes, so in that hour. And I think last time we got up to 5 or 6, so usually 7 to 10 minute connections. I'll give some evidence of who they are, you know who they are, then I'll pass on the messages that they want to share. They're just a really... Again, I'm going to use safe space, lots of love, a few tears, some laughs. They're just a really encouraging and safe space for you to experience mediumship or to receive some messages from loved ones or to just witness. It's so neat to watch other people receive messages from their loved ones too. Okay, that's all I got. Nice and quick. Let's get into the episode. So today's podcast episode is about vortex breathing and brain waves in mediumship. I saw this on Instagram, I think a week and a half ago, and I had to do some investigating. What is this? How does this work? And the original content that I saw was telling viewers that this technique could be used for wealth attraction. I can see how they correlate together because of its connection to meditation meditation and high function states, but I think there's more to it. This could be a valuable tool in your mediumship or spiritual development. And if you struggle to get into that meditative state, or you're not really good at meditating and you haven't been able to work on that, this may be a little bit of a shortcut to get there. We're going to break it all down today in this video. What is vortex breathing? A quick Google search and you'll find quite a bit of info and lots of discussion around it. It's similar to Zen breathing or Anapanasati breathing. I may be butchering that. I'm so sorry, guys. Vortex breathing is a breathing technique that involves taking deep rhythmic breaths to help people reach a meditative state. It's designed to help people feel calmer and less distracted, and it really just gets you into that meditative state. Now, it's also important to understand brain waves and why this breathing technique can help you reach those brain waves, and why it could be important to your mediumship and spiritual connection. It's almost like what I thought of it as was like a pass go to get you to that brain wave state. We'll do the technique at the end of today's video, and you can decide if it works for you. And I also want to state, if you already can achieve that brainwave state for mediumship and spiritual connection, this may be more of an informative episode for you on brainwaves and their importance to spiritual development. If you have never been in that brain state, this will give you a taste of what it feels like. Hopefully. I did practice it and tried it, and it worked for me, so I feel like it should work for everyone. Everyone should be able to do this and kind of get into that state. Understanding the brainwave states. This is important. There is actually science and data related to brainwaves, where people function during mediumship and various types of spiritual connection. This may be connecting to higher self, connecting to source, spirit guides. It all happens in the brainwaves. So the 5 main brainwave states that we experience, the first one being beta, this is the 13 to 30 hertz, normal waking consciousness, analytical thinking. This is where you're at most of the day, just living your life. Then the next one is the alpha state. This is the 8 to 12 hertz. In here, you'll be in light relaxation, meditation. It is the gateway to the deeper states. Next, we have theta, which is the 4 to 7 hertz, light sleep, daydreaming, deep meditation, intuition, mediumship, and psychic activity happen here. And then we have delta, which is 0.5 to 3 hertz. This is your deep sleep, unconscious connection to the spirit world. And also people do trance work here in this state. I don't personally do trance work, but yeah, that's where that would happen. Okay, as you can see, theta is the most important to mediumship, spirit guides, getting downloads, or ascension. This is where all the magic happens. But I want you guys to remember, this is also where light sleep occurs, so it can be a little bit tricky at the beginning, sitting and getting into this state. Your brain isn't always going to be used to being here without being in that light sleep or that daydream state. And I truly believe this is where meditation or mindfulness can help you get there. If you are a highly analytical person like myself and daydreaming isn't your strength, this breathing technique can help you get to that point, especially if you're not strong in meditation and used to kind of building that resilience in your mind. As I said earlier, vortex breathing is a technique to get you into that theta state. This breath sequence works with the golden ratio pi and the Fibonacci sequence, which I had to look this all up. And once I started looking to it, it was like mind-blowing. I think we do need to do an episode about the Fibonacci sequence and how it shows up in other things. But for today, we're just going to tap on that. It's very commonly used in mathematics, and it's a sequence in which each element is the sum of the 2 elements that precede it. I found that fact just wild, and we'll have to discuss that again in another episode. Vortex breathing helps slow brain waves from beta, which is your active thinking, to alpha and theta states, which are linked, like you guys know now, to deep meditation, intuition, and mediumship. This shift also makes it easier to access those altered states of consciousness where you may receive spiritual insights where you connect to spirit, where you connect to your spirit guides, where you go into your Akashic records. The point is getting you into that theta state so that you can have these experiences. And I believe the more that you practice this and build on your meditation, you'll be able to get to this point quicker and have more clear communications there. Therefore, in theory, vortex breathing can enhance intuitive and mediumship abilities by shifting the brain into that theta state where your deep intuition, spirit communications, and psychic downloads can occur. What it does is helps quiet the mind, heightens the sensitivity to subtle energies, and strengthens the connection to spirit, making messages clearer and easier to receive. Next, I wanted to go over the link between meditation, mediumship, and brainwaves, because I feel like this is where I know it works, but like, how do I articulate this to other people? How do I explain this? How do I convince you that you need meditation in your life? Mediumship happens in the theta state. Because this brain frequency is the 4 to 7 hertz, is associated with deep relaxation, intuition, and altered states of consciousness, the same state assessed in deep meditation and hypnosis. So let's go over the science between theta and mediumship and why does it work. Number one, reduced critical thinking. So in your beta and theta state, the brain moves from beta, which is your logical, analytical thinking, to the theta, where the conscious mind quiets and allows subconscious and intuitive information to flow freely. Number two, increased neuroplasticity and intuition. Studies show, and I researched all of these guys, that theta waves are linked to heightened intuition and creativity, allowing mediums to receive impressions, symbols, and messages from spirit. This is the communication part. Number three, access to the subconscious and local awareness. So the theta state enhances local consciousness, meaning the mind can tap into information beyond ordinary perception. So this is going to be similar to psychic experiences, remote viewing, and spiritual downloads. And we need to do an episode on remote viewing. It's something I practice like almost every day, and I can't believe we haven't talked about it yet. But yes, remote viewing, that is also on my to-do list and something I want you guys to think about. Number four, synchronization of the brain hemispheres. So theta waves help synchronize the left, which is your logical side, and the right, which is your intuitive hemispheres, creating a state of whole brain coherence. Ideal for mediumship and intuitive insights. Now, this should sound familiar to you because in the episode where I talked about the gateway tapes, they use binaural beats. What else is the other word that it's like hemisync is what they call them, which is the hemisphere synchronization. I actually just pieced that together. I know they're called binaural hemisync, I guess sounds or videos that they have or tapes, I guess the gateway tapes, but I didn't realize that the hemisync was the hemisphere synchronization. Yeah, there's my aha moment in today's episode. And then number five, it mimics deep sleep and hypnosis. Theta is the state between wakefulness and sleep. This is where spontaneous visions, messages, and deeper spiritual experiences naturally occur. These are the links between meditation, mediumship, and brain waves, which explains why the vortex breathing induces you into those theta waves, which can also help you deepen your connections, right? Deepen the connection with spirit, enhance your spiritual abilities, improve clarity, and the messages that you're receiving from the other side. Next, we're going to go over practical applications for spiritual development. This is where we're going to break down what it actually is. You can incorporate vortex breathing by setting aside 5 to 10 minutes daily to practice. Sit in a comfortable place, inhale deeply through the nose, and exhale through the mouth. This is going to be a circular flow, so it's very fluid. There's no pauses. You're going to flow through it. Your body is going to relax, and so is your mind. As your mind shifts into theta, pay attention to the intuitive impressions, sensations, and the messages that you get. Let's go over the sequence, and then we'll talk a little bit more, and then I'll do a session with you guys. So you're going to find a quiet space. Like I said, you can sit up or lie down. And before you start, I want you to set the intention. Focus on connecting to your intuition, deepening your meditation, or opening up to spirit. Before you start, I want you to let out all the air that you're holding on to. Next, we're going to breathe in for 13 seconds. This is through your nose, and you're going to exhale through your mouth for 13 seconds. Then you're going to repeat that for 8 seconds, then 5 seconds, then 3 seconds, then 2 seconds, then 1 second. And you're going to repeat that. I would recommend repeating it 3 to 5 times, but for the exercise today, we're actually just going to do it twice. And I think you're going to be able to start to feel the state a little bit. Once you get into that state and the breathing exercise is done, just sit in it for a few minutes. It may feel uncomfortable. It may feel a little bit strange if you're not used to it, but your body will start to attune to being awake in that state. And when I explain this right now, unless you experience it, it's hard to articulate exactly how it feels and what's going on. But I do think that this breathing technique is like a simple and easy way for you to get to that state, to experience and kind of feel what you're striving for and what you want to get to. And then after, I would recommend that you journal it. Write down any thoughts, any symbols, any intuitive impressions that came through, and just record your experience. Before we get started, I want to go over a couple of the common challenges and how to overcome them. One of the first ones that shows up and that people often will talk about is restless mind. If your thoughts keep racing, I want you to focus on counting your breaths. I'm going to talk you through it, and you're going to work on focusing not on your thoughts, but on your breaths, okay? Next, you might feel a little bit lightheaded, and I personally felt a little bit lightheaded when I try it. So try to slow down your breathing and take shallower breaths if needed. With practice, your body will get used to this. Number 3, physical tension. This can be a tough one, especially if you are carrying a lot of stress. So if your body feels tight, I want you to do a couple gentle stretches, or you can shake it out. I like to do dancing before I start, and that just helps me kind of shake out any tensions that I might be holding on to. Next is not feeling anything. Yeah, sometimes people don't feel anything when they try things the first time, and that's okay. You're going to start with shorter sessions, doing 2 to 5 minutes, and then gradually increasing as your body gets used to this practice. It does take time. Breath work is something you work with. It's like a journey. It's kind of like yoga. It's just you don't show up and be a pro yogi on the first day. Another one is falling asleep. Some people fall asleep really easily. I actually fall asleep very easily in the gateway tapes. I think if I was doing this breathing for, more than 5 minutes, I would run risk as well. But what you can do is sit up instead of lying down. And that's a tough one for me because I really enjoy lying down for meditations and breath work that I do. And then the last one is just overthinking the process. Let go of perfection. Just focus on the breath and trust that the benefits will come with practice, okay? Don't overthink it. Done is better than perfect, right? If it's not exactly the seconds, don't worry. You'll get better at it. You'll get the timing. And I think I'm going to record an audio if you want to use, and I'll have an email down below. If you want to email me, I can send you the audio for you to put onto your phone. With regular use, this technique will become easier and more effective in deepening your intuition and mediumship abilities. Again, if you can already get into the meditative state, you can already clear your mind, this may not be as beneficial to you. I think this is going to be really good for the people that struggle with meditation, that struggle to get into that theta state. And this is kind of like, it's like a cheat code almost to get you there a lot easier. All right, we're going to start with this breath work. We're just going to do 2 rounds. You can also use the screen for a visual. And we're going to start with the exhale for 3 seconds. The first couple rounds are going to seem a little bit long, so don't breathe too quickly. You're also going to inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. All right. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. I'm going to let you know when it's time to exhale, and you can start exhaling now. This is for 13 seconds. Keep pushing all the air out, pushing it all out, and you got 2 seconds left. Now we're going to inhale for 8 seconds. This is going to go a little bit quicker. 2, 1, and exhale for 8 seconds. And we're at 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 5 seconds. 2, 1. Exhale for 5 seconds. Inhale for 3 seconds. This is a quick one. Exhale for 3 seconds. This is going to get quicker. Inhale for 2. Exhale for 2. Inhale, exhale. All right, release any air you have in you, and we're going to start again. So inhale for 13 seconds. Nice and slow. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 13 seconds. Taking your time, releasing it out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 8 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale for 8 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to be picking up. Inhale for 5, 2, 1. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 3. Exhale for 3. Inhale for 2. Exhale for 2. And then inhale, exhale. I'm going to leave you in this space now for a few moments. Slowly bring you back, opening your eyes. Okay, I'm going to take you guys out of it. How are you feeling? Did you notice anything? Did you notice any subtle changes around you? Did you notice any changes within your mind where you were like, this is different. I'm not used to being here. Drop down below. Please share your experiences with this breath work. And if nothing happened, that's okay. You probably just need to practice it more. Maybe you reflect back on some of the troubles and how to troubleshoot them. See if you can apply those to your practice and your development. But yes, I hope this helped you. I hope that you're able to reach that theta state. I hope you have a better understanding today how mediumship, brain waves, and breath work can all work together, and where mediumship occurs in those brain waves. I think we're going to have to dive a little bit more into this as well in future episodes. All right, before we get going, please make sure you hit subscribe or follow, like this video if you're on YouTube, drop me a comment if you're on Spotify. I love that the comments can happen on both platforms. I always look forward to hearing from you guys. I love replying to your comments, and I just want to thank you all for joining on this journey. So on that note, I'm going to let you go. Thank you for walking this path with me, and I will see you next time on Finding Spirit with Tabs. Bye.